Hey, it's Adam Contos here. Welcome to my home studio. I know this doesn't look like the quality of video that I usually put out because it's not. The reason for this video is I want to take you through some of the different lessons that I've learned over the past 4 years of shooting a lot of video in order to create great video that a leader should be creating. There are several aspects here that I want to go through, and I'd love for you to try them along with me or afterwards and send me one of your videos because I'd like to see it and see your progression. So here's what we need to work on. There are several different aspects to video. The first one is the camera. I'm shooting this on an iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now this shoots in 4K. That's really high resolution. Some of the Samsung phones will actually shoot in 8K, but you're not going to be able to upload 8K video very much. It's very restrictive. 4K is plenty. It allows you to zoom in and zoom out and make some jump cuts and things like that in your editing. It's fantastic for clear, high quality video. To turn on high quality video in your phone, typically you just tap in the upper corner where it says HD, which is the default, and then switch it over to 4K. You want to stick with that little number below that, the 30. Keep that at 30 frames per second. That's kind of the standard for filming here. That way you get some good motion blur, but there's no weirdness on the eye when it comes to watching movement in the video. So 30 frames per second on 4K, that's what we're going to start with. A couple other aspects of the camera here before we move into a couple other professional pieces to really kill it on this video. First of all, notice how I'm sitting. I have head space here that is not too much, yet I'm not crammed up against the top of the screen, and I'm not too low in it like this, where you can see a lot of space above me. I have good headspace spacing right now. Additionally, the camera is at nose level to me, and I'm looking at the lens as I'm talking to you. I'm not looking at my computer and talking. I'm not looking over here and talking. I'm not looking around and talking. I'm looking at you to address you. This is an intimate conversation between me and you. Now, to really make this conversation more intimate and really, really nice and crisp. I love that term crisp when it comes to video and audio. We're going to make a couple other adjustments. Right now, I'm not using a microphone. This microphone is not plugged in or turned on. We're going to kind of go through that progression here in a second, but I'm using the microphone on the phone. I'm a little bit more than an arm's length away from the iPhone. Let me get up and you can hear what this microphone sounds like from standing over there when there's echo in the room. What I want you to think about is the natural ear does not pick up echo when we're having a conversation with somebody. Echo happens when the sound hits the microphone and other sound bounces off the wall and hits the microphone. Therefore, you're getting it twice and it makes that tinny sound and is not pleasant on the human ear. So we want to eliminate that. Let me show you the worst sound that you can get here. So now I'm over here and you can hear the echo is increasing. It really increases when I turn away from the phone or I turn towards a hard surface. Now this room has carpet on the floor, so that cuts a little bit of the echo, any soft substance treatment, things like that. Or you can even put a pillow in front of you if you don't have a microphone and you want to kill a little bit of that echo. So I'm going to actually turn on a lavalier mic. So this is the DJI mic. This is the receiver for it that I plug in the bottom of my phone. And this is the handy little case that it comes in. It comes with 2 of these transmitters, a little fuzzy thing that goes on top of this if you're outside and you want to break down the wind, and some adapters. But the reality is this little microphone is fantastic. And you can clip it just on your lapel like this, or it has a magnet on it so you can actually put it underneath your shirt and just put the magnet on the surface to hold the microphone where you want it. For the sake of this, I'm going to clip it on here, and I'm eventually going to plug this lavalier microphone into it because I want you to hear these 2 different microphones and how they work. So let's go ahead and through the magic of video, I'm going to go ahead and plug this in and come back to you on better audio. Ready? Now we're plugged into really good audio. I'm sure you can hear the difference here. Now I'm on this little microphone right here. Watch, let me tap it. So you can see that this is the microphone that I'm using. This creates a much more intimate sound because you can actually hear the crackle of my voice, you can hear the tones in my voice, and you don't hear that echo in the room. Now, in addition to this type of microphone, you can conceal it by using a lavalier mic like this one. This is the DJI mic, and this comes in this little package. This is a Rode lavalier. So let me plug the Rode lavalier into this little pack here, and then you'll hear it on the different one. So we have testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Now you can hear I'm actually coming to you through this little mic that's clipped on my lapel. I'm just going to hide the pack down here. I'll clip it on my pocket. And now I'm using a lavalier mic. This is much better sounding than what you normally would hear with the iPhone microphone. Obviously, there's no more echo. There's a little bit, but the best place to put this actually is right above your heart, right at the top of your heart on your chest, so it picks up your voice the clearest. You don't want to put it all the way up here by your mouth or anything like that. It's not designed for that. It's designed to pick up the microphone sound coming from right here. Now, we've talked about sound. We've perfected our sound, or pretty darn close to it. This sounds fantastic. Now let's work on the lights. Right now, I have overhead lights here. I have a little chandelier in front of me up above, and I have a couple can lights here. Not very well balanced. It doesn't look good. It's really beating down on my head with a lot of bright light. I'm going to turn these off, and I'm going to turn on what are called key lights. So these are Elgato key lights. So E-L-G-A-T-O. They bolt to my desk, and they stand up about 4 feet above my desk and face downward on me, and I can adjust them. I'm going to turn off the lights in the room here, and I'm going to turn on the key lights. Let's give that a try. Okay, now I have the interior lights off in the house here, and I have these key lights on. Something else you can always do also is use windows during the day. It's nighttime right now as I'm filming this, so there's no light coming in these windows that are out there. But ultimately, when you have light coming in from windows, that's good soft, even light generally, unless you have direct sunlight coming in. Or you can shoot outside on a cloudy, overcast day, or during the golden hours, which is in the morning or in the evening. But don't shoot with direct sunlight beating down on your head like those overhead lights were here in my house. So these are the Elgato key lights. They're adjustable, and I have them set at what's called 5400 Kelvin. Kelvin is a measurement of the tone of the light. I'm no scientist. That's about all I got. It's either too white or too yellow. Kelvin is right where daylight would be in what your eye is used to. It allows the phone or the camera to adjust its white balance. So whites look white, not yellow. Does that make sense? You don't want to have something that's supposed to be white look really yellow. You look jaundiced, and it just does not look healthy. And things that are white in the background, like the frame around this picture, do not look correct when white balance is out of whack. So you want your lights set at 5400 Kelvin, 54 to 5700. You also want to adjust them to a good brightness. This is the brightness I have right now. I'm going to turn them way up so you can see. That's way too bright. I'm going to put them back down to where they were. So it's nice and soft. But here's what's going on. I'm being lit from the front. The back, I don't really stand out. This is kind of a two-dimensional shot. I want to stand out from the background. So what I need to do next is bring in some more light. So I have these Elgato key lights up here. They're both up that way. I also have Neewer, that's N-E-E-W-E-R, LED panel lights. This one has a red color on it, and this one has a blue color on it. And what that's going to do is accent the wall behind me and push me away from the wall, so it gives it a little bit more of a professional look in here. And I'm centered in all of this. Whether or not I'm over here or over here, I'm going to stand out from this whole thing. So let's turn on the blue light and the red light and see how that looks. Ready? All right, here we are with the red and blue lights pointing at the wall behind me. Now these are coming from up above, so they're shooting down a little bit. It's a great angle, and they have these little shields that flip out on each side, so there's nothing coming sideways in to bounce off of me. All the lights pointed at the wall. Pretty simple layout here. Not very complicated at all. In fact, here's a picture of that so you can see what this looks like right now. All right, so something's missing here. What's missing? That little lamp over there. It's not on. Let's add this lamp to the whole thing and see what this little additional add gives to help me stand out from this wall and add a little more classy to this video. You ready? Okay, so we've got the lamp on over here. It's relatively dim. It's not a very powerful bulb, but it helps push me away from the wall even more. As you can see, this whole room looks fantastic. It's lit up really well. I'm easy to listen to, and you can see me. It's actually relatively dim in here when it comes to, everything, what I'm looking at, because you don't need an overpowering amount of light. You don't want your forehead all on fire and bright white. You want it kind of dim, but just bright enough where it looks good. So test your video, take a look at how you look on camera. Make sure you're not glowing up here from these lights beating down on you, and make sure you can be seen well. What you want to do is be able to see your eyes very nicely without any shadows, and your smile. Your smile should come through. Why? Because it creates trust. It is a nonverbal communication technique that creates trust. A couple other things. Notice I'm not moving around a lot on the video. I'm actually sitting on a chair, so I know I'm always resetting to the same place. I'm also speaking with expression, and I'm using my hands. Studies have shown that on video, when you use your hands, people are more apt to watch the whole video because they see that you are intent about something. So take note on those things. Here's the challenge for you. Go shoot a video. If you don't have lights, use the sun or a window. If you don't have a good background, pick a good background. I don't want to see your laundry, your dirty dishes on your kitchen counter, your cat walking across the couch behind you, things like that. It should look professional, and you should have some dimension to it. You should stand out a little bit. I'm only a few feet in front of this wall, but based on how I have the lighting set up and the room set up, it looks like I'm pushed away from the wall relatively well. It's a good looking set. That's what you're looking for. Good sound, good light, good set, good camera angle, and a lot of smiling. People want to see you smile, and they want to hear your leadership clarity in the process. Go shoot a video, send it over to me. I'd love to take a look and help you improve your video quality. I'm Adam Contos. We'll see you in the next video.